Hey everybody, Kristen from A Mindful Mom here. As you know, I believe homemade is best, but it doesn't need to be complicated. And today's recipe, we're gonna make Instant Pot Lasagna Soup. It delivers all the flavors of a classic lasagna in under 30 minutes. So let's get cooking. The first thing we're gonna do is hit saute on our Instant Pot. I'm gonna add in just a little bit of oil and just let that heat. Don't need much there. And then to our oil here, we're going to add in 1 pound of ground Italian sausage. I have my homemade Italian sausage here. I just like to make it myself. It's more affordable and I can control the level of spice. I'll link to that recipe below, but you can of course use any ground Italian sausage you like, ground chicken sausage, turkey sausage, pork, whatever. You can even purchase your sausage in casing. Just make sure you remove the casing. And then to our sausage here, I'm also going to add in 1 small onion that's been finely minced and 1 carrot that I've peeled and diced. The carrot is gonna add a nice sweetness to the soup, which is just a great thing whenever you're cooking anything acidic like tomatoes. You really do want to add in just a little bit of sweetness, and carrots will do that naturally without the need to add in any added sugar. So we're just going to let this saute, just let our sausage brown up and caramelize here. It'll render off its fat and flavor the onions and carrots and just become perfect. Okay, our sausage is looking just about browned here, so I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. We just want to add our garlic in just to saute just for about 30 to 60 seconds. We really don't want to burn our garlic here. Just until our nose smells it, which my nose is smelling a lot of things because this mixture of sausage with all the seasonings and carrots and onions, so good. All right, that's good. So we're going to hit cancel on our Instant Pot to turn off the saute function, and you know the drill. Anytime we use the saute function, we must deglaze our pot. So to do so, I have 4 cups of low sodium chicken broth here. I'm gonna add in just about 1/4 of a cup there, just enough to scrape up the brown bits on the bottom of the inner pot. Looks good. Then we're going to add in the rest of our broth here. Well, there we go. I'm also going to add in a pinch of salt, just a little bit to season. Our sausage has quite a bit of salt. Our broth has a little bit of salt, so we don't want to overdo it. We can always adjust after pressure has been cooked. After we've cooked our soup, you can adjust the seasonings there. I am adding in 2 teaspoons of oregano though, dried oregano, and a pinch of crushed pepper flakes. Totally optional. I love them. I'm also adding in 1 cup of prepared spaghetti sauce. This is homemade marinara sauce here, and you want to use just about 1 cup, but the trick is you want to use a prepared tomato sauce, not just like a tomato sauce that you would use for spaghetti. So a spaghetti sauce or a marinara sauce, not a just canned plain tomato sauce. That doesn't have a lot of flavor, and because we're cooking the soup super fast, we want to layer in as much flavor before we pressure cook our soup. So that's why I'm using the prepared spaghetti sauce. I also have 16 ounces of Italian stewed tomatoes. I have shared before that my son is Mr. Picky about his tomatoes. So, being the good mom that I am, I just quickly pureed my stewed tomatoes here, just broke them up in a little food processor. It's totally optional, but I'm telling you parents, just to take that extra step sometimes makes everybody happy at dinner. And when my kids are happy, mom's happy, especially when it's so easy to make. And then finally, we want to add in noodles. Now we only need a cup of dried noodles because the noodles are really going to plump up and we don't want them to overtake our soup here. So you can use any type of noodles that you like a rotini, a caponelle, a elbow macaroni. I'm using lasagna noodles today, but I want to break them up so that they are in bite-sized pieces. So I'm just going to break up my lasagna noodles, just about 3 sheets, into my soup here. Again, you can use whatever kind of noodle you like, just something that is a nice bite size for your soup. Elbow macaroni works great in this recipe as well. But I always happen to have, noodle overboard. I always happen to have a few extra lasagna noodle sheets left over from making lasagna, and so this is a great way to put them to use and help them not to go to waste. I hate food waste. All right, one more noodle here. It doesn't look like much noodles, it's not, but they're gonna plump up as they cook. We're just gonna give this a stir here just to incorporate, and then we're gonna pop our lid on our Instant Pot. Make sure our venting knob is pointed towards sealed, and we're going to set the cooking time for just 4 minutes. You're gonna hit manual or pressure cook and use the plus or minus buttons to adjust until it reads 4. Once the cooking time has elapsed, we want to let pressure release naturally for 5 minutes, exactly 5 minutes. Whenever we're cooking pasta, I do a 5-minute pressure release, which will ensure our pasta is perfectly cooked. Now, when you're cooking soup, doing a quick pressure release can be a little bit messy. So we're going to do a controlled pressure release, which just means to slowly knock your venting knob from the sealed to the venting position. And you want to do this in an open space, but if you don't happen to have open space in your kitchen, you may want to put a kitchen towel over your vent knob just to protect your cabinets from getting steam all over them. So once it says L005, you're going to knock your venting knob from the sealed to the venting position. And this will take a little bit, especially when you're cooking soup. Once your float knob has floated down or your lid has unlocked, you can open up your Instant Pot. Smells like lasagna in here. Lasagna is one of my all-time favorite comfort foods. So to my soup here, I'm gonna add in 1 cup of fresh baby spinach, totally optional, but I do like the greens that it adds. We're just gonna give that a stir here. Won't take long for our spinach just to wilt into the soup. Oh, you can see the noodles are nice and plump, perfectly dispersed through the soup. I told you 1 cup of noodles, you don't think it's much, but it's perfect in the soup. So we're ready to dish this out. As I said, lasagna is one of my all-time favorites. In fact, it was the meal that I requested for my birthday every year growing up. But I love lasagna soup almost as much as I love regular lasagna. And this is so easy. It's perfect for a weeknight. And my entire family loves it. So to your soup here, totally optional, but I'm gonna top it with some shredded mozzarella, little fresh balls of fresh mozzarella, absolutely delicious in the soup, and some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Gotta have cheese with lasagna, right? All right, I'm gonna go in for a bite here. It's gonna be pretty hot. Let it cool just a second. I got a little noodle there. It's perfectly al dente. But that sausage, it just adds so much flavor to this soup, and using the marinara sauce, I'm telling you, this soup is a knockout and it is so easy to make. You guys are gonna love it. But if you're craving traditional classic lasagna, be sure to catch my next recipe where I share with you how to make Instant Pot lasagna. It's another favorite and it comes together pretty quickly. Until next time, happy cooking.